There's this weird trend with The Last of Us where it feels like every week when a new episode drops, unless the show is constantly reaffirming to people that it's going to be following the events of the game bar for bar, people tend to freak out and immediately assume it's never going to happen. This is not me saying that if you don't like the way that they adapted something from the games, you can't criticize it, and it's also not me saying that if they skip something in the games, you're not entitled to criticize it. Adaptations can be hard, and sometimes things get left behind or they're not executed as well as you'd like them to be, but for a lot of the complaints I'm seeing, it feels kind of like a wait-and-see situation. Like with people freaking out that in the show, Ellie keeps walking instead of having the conversation that she had with Joel on the porch. Is it possible that they just cut out that conversation completely? Maybe. But considering how pivotal that conversation was to the story of the game, and also the fact that we don't even see that conversation until way later in the game, doesn't it make more sense that we just haven't seen it yet and that we'll maybe get a flashback to it later on? In a similar fashion, I saw people freak out when Dena told Ellie that she's not into girls and that she got back with Jesse. But the first day that Ellie and Dena were in Seattle, they weren't openly in a relationship. They were playing coy, teasing each other, kind of covering it up a bit. Their relationship developed as time went on. Maybe give the show a minute to develop it here too? Or what about the people that are disappointed that Tommy's not going to crash out for Joel? I mean, listen, I will personally be disappointed if we don't get to see Tommy become the John Wick of Seattle, but the show's not over, and considering the fact that Dena and Ellie snuck out, isn't it more likely that Tommy, as one of the leaders of the town, and also someone with a personal connection to Ellie, would go after them to try and bring them back and make sure they're okay, and maybe that would be the moment where he starts giving into the desire for revenge too? I get it, there are so many adaptations that have made some really baffling choices that disappointed the fans, and you're completely within your rights to dislike some of the choices that the live-action Last of Us adaptation makes. You can voice those opinions, you can have those opinions, it's all good. All I'm saying is, I feel like rather than people seeing things and then thinking about whether or not they like them, I feel like there's like a reactionary vibe going on where some people are not just letting things play out, they're just instinctively reacting to things immediately and at face value with no thought of like, maybe it's going somewhere, maybe that's kind of the point, maybe you're taking it too literally. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think Abby was flirting with Joel in this scene. Let me know what you think. Do you think that the show is handling the adaptation of the events of the second game well? And if you have some reasonable criticism, feel free to share it.